Welcome back to a new episode of Passion for Technology, the podcast from EBV Electronic. Great to have you with us.
Welcome to the Passion for Technology podcast. Over the past few years, we've all become much more aware of just how complex and sensitive supply chains can be. And nowhere is this more visible than in the electronics and semiconductor industry. Now, when you order directly from a manufacturer who ships straight from their own warehouse, keeping track of your goods is fairly straightforward. But things get complicated quickly once a logistics provider or third-party service gets involved, especially if they're integrating your parts into a larger assembly. And for customers, there's one question that matters above all. Are my parts available, or am I heading toward a bottleneck? EBV Electronic has developed a tool that gives customers detailed visibility into their orders across the entire supply chain. Today, I'm joined by two guests who are going to walk us through how this works and what it means for customers. Sven Blankenberg is EBV's Senior Manager of Business Analytics. Hi, Sven.
Hi.
And Thorsten Eile, Director of Logon at EBV. Hi, Thorsten.
Hello.
For those who haven't heard of Logon, it's a business unit that helps customers with complex multi-site processes outsource their day-to-day supply chain management while still keeping full control and transparency. So let's start at the beginning. What's the tool actually called?
The tool is called Essential Business Visibility, or EBV for short. It reflects our company name, and it's the core idea to making business processes more transparent about the complete supply chain.
See, there you go, Sven. There you already mentioned it. I thought I was very smart for noticing that the initials spell out EBV. Was that a happy coincidence, or was that very intentional on your side?
No, it was our intention to connect the name of the tool with our company initials. We want to show that the tool is part of our identity and, in the end, DNA.
Let's unpack that name a bit. Why essential? Why business? And what exactly becomes visible to customers? In other words, what can this tool actually do?
It's essential because it gives customers a clear view on their supply chain. They can see backlog, stock levels, forecast up to 18 months, and it helps to plan better and avoid surprises in the supply.
What was the trigger for developing essential business visibility in the first place? What problem were you trying to solve?
Now I have to go back to the famous years in 2021, 22, and in the end also 2023. So we speak about the so-called chip crisis, and I think everybody is remember well that at this time nobody was aware where are my parts. We were all missing the complete transparency, and everybody was desperate at this time. And we were in discussion with several customers, suppliers, and colleagues, of course, about how to get transparency in the supply chain, especially when it's handled by several EMS partners. And in the end, I was going back to Sven in his new role, and I was describing the situation. They said, Thorsten, let me think about it. And that was the beginning of the project.
Now, Thorsten, Sven, there are similar tools out there, including from third-party providers. What sets EBV's solution apart?
That's right. Other tools are more generic, use different functions not coming direct from the supply chain. And our strong is that EBV is built for our industry and based on our real customer feedback. We combined data from suppliers, EMS partners, and EBV to one dashboard for the customers.
Let's dive a little deeper. Can you help our listeners understand why a tool like this is even necessary? What's the concrete, tangible benefit for customers?
So with that, they have a full transparency about what's going on. And as I said in the beginning, so we were asked, can you create a tool which is supporting us regarding the production planning, which is supporting our EMS partners? And in the end, we speak about customers who have several EMS partners, up to 30 or 40. And we speak about customers who have several locations spread it all around the world. So it's absolutely foggy for them. And with that, we said, okay, we realize that you need something And we were really able to provide such kind of tool. And in the end, as I said, we are supporting them regarding the production planning.
That's very helpful. Let's get a bit more technical. Now that we understand the motivation behind the tool and what tangible benefits it provides to customers, can you walk us through what the tool actually looks like and what it can do?
The tool shows the customer the order. We call this as backlog. We have in the system. We can collect all these orders across multiple locations and AMS, and then we can show when the goods will arrive in the production location. And then we can also show shortages that can be happened. We can show the stock level, buffer level, and all these things around the parameters for the supply chain.
You've already had some early customers working with it. What's the feedback been like? I mean, are they seeing the benefits that you envisioned?
Yeah, we asked several customers to describe the ideal tool. And that was the beginning of the discussion. And they shared their ideas, their requirements, and we were able to implement such kind of things. We were listening to the customers and we were following customers' voice. And this is the reason why we think that this tool is very, very successful, because it's tailor-made and easy to handle. That was the first reply from the beginning.
Now, if I'm a customer and I've been listening to this podcast episode and I'm all eager to give this a try, how do I get access? How can I use this?
The customer has to go to our EBV account manager, and then we start the onboarding process. It's showing a demo, it's like a short overview. Then we have to collect all data that we need, especially some contractual things that we are sure that all things correct. And then we will get the access over a new portal that we installed for AFNet, that the customer can go in the details for that.
You mentioned a demo version. You mentioned how to get access to it. Can you give our customers a sense of the pricing model?
We will offer 3 different models or packages. So there will be a basic version, an extended version, and a full version. Depend on customer needs and what he's asking for. And we will come back to that in the next year. So we are right now preparing the 3 different packages in the background.
And among your customer base, who do you see as the primary audience for EBV, for Essential Business Visibility? Who benefits most?
The main target group for this tool are end customers that have a multiple production location and also are EMS driven, that we use many services, and those combination of customer and make the supply chain more complex. And for this customer is EBV created.
Finally, let's look a little ahead. How successful do you think this tool will be? What adoption are you looking for? And especially, for those that want to use Essential Business Visibility, what future developments can we expect?
Good question. Thank you. So what customers like the most is the user-friendly interface. So with a few clicks, as Sven described, they have the complete overview about the backlog, potential shortages, full transparency, and very detailed information. And it's saving a lot of time and effort regarding the different approaches in the market. Nevertheless, Sven is very creative, and the next step will be something like that. So our customers are not thinking out about the single piece, the single part. So they are thinking out loud about the entire PCB. And here we are in the preparation to collect also the data. And with that, we can show the customer which parts are needed and what is on risk during the next 6-9 months. So they can really have a full overview about the production planning. And I think this is a game changer for the entire industry, not only for ABV. I think we can show here very clearly that this is a value-added service.
Thank you, Torsten. Well, Sven and Torsten, both of you have been on the show. And Torsten, you've been on the show, God, I think we sorted out that was, 4 years ago? We've been at producing Passion for Technology for a while. But both of you know that we love to close our episodes with, one more thing. A peek into when and how you found your passion for technology. So I'd very much, again, ask you to dig deep. And Sven, let's start with you. Where does your passion for technology come from? would you offer us yet another perspective into your experience and into your passion?
Yeah, my passion comes from the data perspective. I love to work with data and to show what can we do with data and can create more and more analytic services and provide this to our customers and suppliers and so on. And that's my passion for technology.
And how about you, Thorsten? Where did your passion for technology take root?
Oh, it was a long journey. So it started with pure distribution. And in the meantime, everything developed into a complete different direction. And I'm speaking here mainly about the complex supply chain. And at this time, when I was going back to Sven, and I know him for many years, and I described the situation, and I said, I think, Sven, we can make the next steps. We can make our customers a little bit more happy. In the end, also our suppliers and colleagues. So with that, it's a full package for all of us. This describes a little bit my situation or my passion for the entire industry.
Thank you. Thank you, Thorsten. Thank you, Sven, for sharing your insights with us today. I find EBV, the company, and Essential Business Visibility very exciting. Dear listeners, as always, you can find more details in our show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to the Passion for Technology podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other major podcasting platform. Sven, Thorsten, once more, thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you.